Welcome to Vanadium. 4th of May. Man, today is, I gotta say, looking to be one of the worst days of my whole life. Anyway, I wanted to continue my reading of Break the Bastion, and I will continue with it, but have to take a little bit of a break on the podcast and just maybe reflect for a moment on just crappy days, anxiety. You feel like more is going wrong than you can handle. More is going wrong than what you're used to handling at one time, and so all hell is breaking loose. There's a shit storm. The feeling like everything is all just falling apart, And in the book too, they're in the middle of reading about a storm and going out in the middle of the night and facing a storm, and ended up go out in the middle of a storm. Sometimes you can learn a lot. So I don't want to go into a whole lot of details about what's going on, but I'll just let anybody know that I know something of what it's like to deal with bullies. And what's really funny is that the problem, you feel like it's like fear. It's like fear. It's a problem. It's like something that it's an enemy that you really never fully vanquish. Never really goes away. You think you've seen the last of them, but then they come back, and it's just like it was before. And you're like, wait a second, I've grown up, I've gotten stronger, I've gotten older. I've fought my battles. I shouldn't have to feel like this anymore. I shouldn't have to feel small. I shouldn't have to feel bullied. But then you do. And yeah. So I lived a lot of my young life in a lot of fear and a lot of terror. And some people would say it did me good. I don't think anybody should live like that. And just because something produces good results doesn't make it right. And doesn't make it anything that we should look the other way. So, I don't even like the argument, well, it does some good things. No. There are better ways to accomplish good things than doing something horrible. So I just want to let everybody know. Everybody deals with this too. That's the craziest thing about it. And what I've learned from bullying over the years, from being on definitely the receiving end of it, is that you really feel bad. The bullies are getting something worse. And that is still true. Even today with what's going on, and the fact that, I'm 40 years old, and, I still do my share of hiding, basically. Because there are people out there who have more power, and they don't like what I'm about. And, I don't know. I don't need to go in specifics because it really doesn't matter. Everybody's conditioned. Everybody's dealing with this in one way or another. All the good guys. I try to be a good guy. I know you're a lot of much better people than me out there, facing a lot worse, way more horrible things. And that's what I always keep in perspective. And the fact that I'm so lucky that anybody would even listen to this podcast or take the time to think about what I'm going through. But I am with you, and this time is really tricky, and we keep waiting for the other the other shoe to drop. For me, that means things getting a little bit better. One things to take a little bit of an uptick, and it hasn't happened yet in this COVID era, and not yet for me anyway. I hope it is for people in the audience. I really do. I think we should still be positive. I think there's a lot of things to be positive about. There are a lot of cool things on the horizon. I'm trying to remind myself there's a lot of things that I'm going to be positive about. Right now, the main thing that is really getting to me, besides all this dealing with my bullying issue that I'm revisiting from my youth, is we have a sick cat, and she's 20 years old, and so the vet, she's at the vet right now, and they kind of want to just put her to sleep, and we want to bring her home and make her comfortable. So this is going on at the same time while I'm hiding out from my squad of bullies, and also trying to make material science happen in the 21st century. But yeah, I'm really hoping there's a change coming. I think there is. And I'm really excited. I think that there are signs of life. There are things opening up. People are, I think, being forced to open the country up a little bit. And I, for one, am really looking forward to new opportunities. And I know a lot of other people are too. And we just can't let these bad guys get us down. Just not going to let it happen in 2020. So I was falling apart earlier, and I think I held it together all right for a few minutes here on the podcast. And it's just that these times, I just want everybody to know, if you're really struggling and you're pulling your hair out, I'm right there with you. And I know a lot of other people that are too, a lot of really great people. So I'm going to be in your corner. I'm going to be thinking about you, even though I don't know your names. But I think I know what you're going through. There's a lot of cool stuff happening in the world. It's a Monday, and Mondays are when you're somebody who has a normal working life. Really, the difference between, I've always said this before, that the difference between a career and slavery is really the experience of your manager, the person who kind of presents your work to you, the person who has the most influence over your career. And that's a very important person in your life. And a lot of people, that's the difference between a great career and a career that never even gets a start, is a boss. And you don't even really understand how much power they have until you've moved past them. And they leave a legacy, the way school bullies leave legacies. Some good, some bosses are really good, and it's a hard job. When you are, and also you have limited power, and the people that are working for you don't always see the limits to your power, and it's an unenviable job in some ways, but nevertheless, it carries a lot of responsibility. And for people in the audience that are supervisors of people, realize it's really important. It's an important role you have in people's lives. Sometimes work is a place where people are getting away from some of the tough things in their life, and they're really looking to you to give them a mission. And I know that there are some just stellar people out there that make stellar bosses. Then there are the others that I know that we like to think are the common kind of boss, but it really isn't. It's just that they leave quite a memory, and that they leave a scar on their workplaces, on the workforce, on families, on health. And, we have a virus going around right now that's creating a problem. But let's not forget, there are some really nasty people. And in 2020, we don't necessarily have to take all of their crap. And I'm going through a little bit of an experiment of how much crap can a guy take. And I don't know. Things are changing. Times they are changing, as Bob Dylan said. Bob Dylan, yeah. There's another one. I want to just take apart some of the lyrics of the songs sometimes. Just talk about, just choose a song one day on the podcast and just go into it. Just pick it apart. It's so interesting. Do you know that Bob Dylan, a few years ago, maybe this was 10 years ago, I believe it was a New Jersey state trooper found Bob Dylan walking in the middle of the rain by himself by the side of the road, just wandering around by himself. And the trooper actually didn't even know who Bob Dylan was. And he looked him up on the internet. Interesting story, just wandering around in the rain by himself on a random road in New Jersey. Wouldn't it be crazy if you're just driving around? You look outside of your car. It's like, that guy's got a funny hat on. Is that Bob Dylan? Anyway, so happy Monday, everybody. My heart is with you. I'm going to try to put another podcast in the can. I'm going to put another chapter of Break the Bastion into the mix this week. We're going to do a little science this week, too. I want to get on some science topics. I'd like to talk about vanadium metal, the namesake of the podcast. What the hell is it? And I'm going to actually show it to you in the video flesh. So that's going to come this week. So the videos this week are going to be a bit disorganized, but I'm going to try to make them plentiful. And we're all going to get through this challenging week. We're all going to be rooting for Tiki, our baby girl. She's a 20-year-old cat. She was born on the streets of Los Angeles. And if anybody please pray for her. She's the greatest. she's just the greatest. We want to bring her home and just take care of her and give her some love. And I'm hoping the vets, what they're saying is wrong, and then what she's going through is just, I'm sick of dealing with the vets, and I got to go home and live another 20 years. So fingers crossed, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. Please hit like or subscribe. I'm not going to beg anybody for any money, but I may come calling soon with the way things are going. Anyway, this is Vanadium. You all have a great day.